Good afternoon from BMW and Porsche of Ocala. I'm Scotty, one of the BMW Porsche product geniuses over here. And today we're taking a look at this beautiful 2017 Porsche Panamera 4S. Now, this being a Panamera, of course, tells us that this will be the four-door saloon as in the Porsche lineup, as we see, of course, blatantly by the video. But the 4S in the name actually tells us this is going to be one of the larger engine options, as well as being an intelligent all-wheel drive system. And that's, of course, the all-wheel drive, being the 4 and the 4S. Means that all the power, all 440 horsepower and 405 foot-pounds of torque, is sent via all four wheels. So it's very easy to get this power down, especially with the amount of power that this car has. Absolutely a gorgeous car. Now, the power comes from a 2.9-liter twin-turbocharged V8 engine, and it's a very dramatic of a bank. They actually mount the turbos in between the cylinders, so it's really cool. And of course, the front of this car is very iconic. That was kind of the biggest complaint of the previous generation of Panameras. The design was a little lackluster in certain areas, mainly in the back end. But this car really drives it out of the park. It's really sharp there. We do see the 4-dot LED matrix that came from the 918 Spider right over here. And if you ever seen a 918 Spider in real life, it looks almost exactly like the headlights that we have right over here. We do have the daytime running lights down below right over here as well. Really a sharp and gorgeous car. Now, this car does come with a 20-inch Panamera design wheels as well. Very nice multi-spoke alloy wheel. We do see the functional air vent right over here. Well, let's go ahead and come over to the back end. Now, the back end of this car is where they really put a lot of design into this car. Now, the one thing that's very nice about this car, and was popular even with the previous generation, is that this is actually a kind of like a shooting brake. It's actually like a Sportback. So if I go ahead and pop the trunk right over here, if I actually had the key in me, so we're going to go ahead and go over here and pop the trunk electronically just by this little button right over here. I can also close it that very same way. We see this car is actually a hatchback. So you could fit plenty of storage space inside this car, no problems at all. This little privacy screen right over here is removable in case you do need that extra storage space. No issues at all. This car also comes with the 6-disc CD changer. Now, that's kind of a rare option. You don't see that very often nowadays. And I tell you, you don't really think about it until you really want one. It's really nice. Of course, with the 6-disc CD changer, you do have the other one that's inside as well. And of course, the 4S is distinguishable by 4-tip exhaust pipes down below. And of course, an active rear spoiler, which auto-deploys at highway speeds, or of course, if you're speeding around a little bit, but we can't condone such actions. Well, let's go ahead and come on inside here. Now, the interior of this car is going to be fitted with an anthracite birchwood trim. Really a gorgeous interior I fall in love with, almost like an ash grain, but it doesn't really have all kind of like the old burl walnut kind of swirls to it. It's much more modern in my opinion. It has almost like little copperish accents throughout, and of course they do put the brushed aluminum or the powdered aluminum all throughout the car as well. Of course, the signature Porsche multi-spoke steering wheel, very easy to operate. This one does have the heated steering wheel option as well right over here. It's a little hidden button right over there. We can see that came on. Of course, we have media volume right over here. And of course, we can control our infotainment right over here. Now, on the right-hand side, we do have a nice little compass display, as well as an altitude, our altitude. We can just start going through everything here. So here's our G-force meter. Here's the drive distribution, so where it's actually sending our power to the wheels. It's usually an 85-15 torque split, and it changes as needed. There's our tire pressures on the car. There's our vehicle information page. So it's a really cool little page. And we even have a little digital one on the left-hand side of the road. And here's our speed limit warning. Here's our trip computer. So we saw there's our active cruise control. And talking about active cruise control, obviously, this car does have it. So, and typically you'd have just the same exact cruise control switch in any other Panamera, but this car has a little extra toggle right in here. And that allows us to actually maintain distance as well as speed. So if you're doing 75 miles an hour down the highway and some guy gets in front of you doing 65, it'll automatically slow you down to 65 miles an hour until he gets out of the way, and then it brings you right back up to speed. It's a really cool little system there. And of course, this car does feature blind spot detection right over there, and it lets us know if it's on via that little car right over there inside the mirror. Very easy to operate that as well. Now, right now, we do see the bread and butter that really came along this car that really caught a lot of people's attention is the new infotainment system on the car. An absolutely massive high-resolution screen that's incredibly easy to operate. Now, if you wish, you can operate the whole thing via touchscreen using this little, as you can see, it's actually kind of like a proximity sensor inside. So as you get your hand close without even touching it, everything pops up there. Or, of course, you can use the haptic feedback buttons right down over here. And you can see it's all exactly the same. So we have nav and nav, drive and drive. It's really easy to work. And then we can see the navigation system as well as very easy to work. So if I want to enter a destination, I can come right over here, hit destination input, and I can see the dealership's already here. So I would hit start guidance.
The route is being calculated.
And now I wait a moment. If I want to stop it, I just hit stop. It's literally just as easy as that, but you can see just how fast it is. Now, of course, our drive, this is where Porsche is a Porsche. Now, of course, it's very customizable drives within this car. This one does have the adaptive air suspension, so it allows us to adjust the height as well as the suspension stiffness of the car. It's really cool. I should actually say the dampener settings. So we can go, if we're trying to go on the beach a little bit, this is all-wheel drive. You want to bring your family along the beach there. This car is actually raising up right now, and then self-leveling to the maximum height. And if you go in Sport Plus mode, it'll actually lower it down to the lowest setting. And of course, if you try to go too fast in the highest setting, it'll automatically adjust itself. But this car really is customizable. And then we have the drive mode itself right over here in Sport. We also have a customizable mode for individual right over here. Coming right over here, we can also adjust our dampening settings right there. So we really want to have a nice sporty ride within the car. Really sharp stuff there. Also allows us to adjust our auto start and stop, which is right over there. And in sport mode, we can't turn that off or can't turn it on, so it works out perfectly. Our climate controls are right over here. Now, this car does have 2-zone climate control, so very easy to operate over there. And we do have electronically controlled vent right over here. A lot of people try to just grab it. You don't do that. You actually come right over here electronically, and you can just move this wherever you want the air to go. It's really sharp. Or you can just hit diffused and let it do its thing. Pretty cool little feature. From there, we go over to the safety systems of the car. Now, we do see Porsche Active Safe, which is kind of the combination of everything inside the car, all the safety features of it. And we do have lane keep assist, which is help you to prevent you from drifting out of a lane. Lane chain assist is the blind spot assistant. And we can also turn on our park assist, which is going to be our backup camera right over here. Coming over here to the car, we have all your vehicle settings inside. It's an incredibly easy system to operate. And of course, I'm here to help you along the way. That is actually my official job, is to show people how to work their brand new cars. Some pretty cool stuff. Now, I want to make sure we don't miss any options on the car. So we did mention the steering wheel heating. This car does have Power Steering Plus, which allows us at lower speeds to have an easier kind of steering weight, as opposed to it being really heavy in parking lot situations. It has a little more electronic assistance at lower speeds to help you out with that. Really nice there. We did mention the 6-disc CD changer, of course the PDLS headlights, the 4-dot matrix as we saw in the front. So this turn up to 15 degrees, either direction as you're heading along a dark country road. This car also does come with the 14-way power seats. And we're going to take a look at that. And of course, this adjusts your thigh support in the front of the seat. We have your height, forward and back, as well as tilt of the seat here, pitch of your back there, and then your 4 ways of lumbar adjustment using this little guy right over here. This car does also feature the Bose surround sound stereo system. Pretty cool stuff. Automatic headlights, automatic windshield wipers, everything you expect to find in the car. We don't need to worry about mentioning that there. Dual moonroof as well, which we're going to be taking a look at in just a moment. But I'm hopping into the back seat right now. Now, I always like to have the front seat a little too far back for filming, just makes things a little easier. But even with the seat as far back as I can get it, I still have plenty of room, plenty of knee space. They give you nice little areas for that there. I can control part of the moonroof right over here. So you can see it's split up into 2 different ones. Very cool. 2 cup holders back here as well as dual USB charger. We have another 2 cup holders right over there that are currently key holders. Of course, the Sports Chrono style clock right over there. Very nice. Garage door clickers, of course. Now, if you have any questions about this car, or any other car in our lineup, please feel free to let us know. We're always happy to get you all taken care of. Other than that, we hope to hear from you soon. And have a great day.